Hey, this is CG1 and thank you so much for joining me once again. I want to talk to you about what does it mean to be a man. Maybe particularly because of the latest Gillette ad, which brings a lot of questioning, and a lot of people think it's an attack on men and this, that and that. But whether you agree with it or not, I do think that there is issues when it comes to manhood. Being a man is not easy. No wonder why there's so many pretenders. No wonder why men are confused and women have such low expectation of men. But I want to share with you 3 signs of a real man. The first one, a real man takes responsibility. It's rather unfortunate that a lot of our cultural expectations, especially for men and marriages and families and relationships and this, that and that, tends to be like men are uncommitted, men are unfaithful, this, that and that. And in much sense, that's because men are growing up not learning how to be a real man. Perhaps you're a boy and you're growing up and your dad wasn't available and your mom didn't love you enough. And you're like, man, I'm not going to do the exact same thing as my dad. But next thing happened, you do the exact same thing as your dad and you're thinking, what's going on? But that's because when you don't learn how to be a real man, you fall into the trap of being what is the norm. It requires training, and it requires you to actually learn what it means to take responsibility. Not to live by how you feel, not to live based on anyone's expectation, but to know that, man, I'm going to be faithful and committed. I'm going to do what is right despite of how people view me. That is what it means to be a real man. To be responsible, to be committed, to be faithful and true. The second sign of a real man is that a real man doesn't live by how they feel. They manage their expectations well. They understand that having emotions make us human, but they understand that how they deal with their emotions determines what kind of human they are. See, emotions have their place, but not when it comes to decision making. It is important as a man to understand and be open with your emotions, but don't let it rule you. See, we may be blessed or cursed with what you call generally being physically strong. But you see, when you're angry, you might feel like headbutting someone, like I do. Some people feel like punching, but yeah, headbutting people or this, that and that. But as a man, you learn that that is not right, so you don't do it. You do what you know is right, despite your feelings. That is what it means to mature, to have your emotions in check. Not to keep it to yourself. I mean, not crying does not make you a man. Crying doesn't make you a man either. It's about learning how to filter your emotions outright, to manage it well. Because if you don't, you can be abusive and you know what I mean, and fight your kids and beat up your wife and this, that and that, and be aggressive to your mate. It just adds to the issue. In our society, when there is such a need for real men, my hope and conviction is that we actually take this serious and know that this is not an automatic thing. Growth is not automatic. Being a real man is not something that will just happen. Especially in our society when there's such a lack of them. We need such role models. And this leads me to the final point. That a real man is one who knows who they are. What I've understood in our culture is that if you don't do what is right, the wrong will continue to increase. When you don't stand up for what is right and true, then what is wrong and false will increase. Bad people are all over because we are the good people. They're not standing up and doing something. It goes back to the first point. Taking responsibility is finding solutions. Doing nothing is not an option. Doing nothing is doing something to allow bad things to carry on. It is my hope that as a real man, you will learn to know who you are. It's about being powerful but yet meek. It's about being strong but yet gentle. That's what it means to be a real man. To know who you are, to be in tune with your life purpose, to be in tune with your identity. That is what it means to be a real man. It is so essential to be a role model. This is to see, do I take responsibility? Do I manage my emotions well? Do I know who I am? This is to also see, that's not a real man. Run away. It is important to grow and mature because it's not automatic. This is CG1 and you have the seed of greatness.